Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the South Haven City Council. Today is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. This meeting is called to order. This evening's invocation is by Pastor Travis Wilson of Peace Lutheran Church.
Thank you. Let me offer us a prayer. Gracious God, we gather here today in this space where we do the work of our city, mindful of the interconnectedness of our lives and the shared responsibility that we have for the well-being of our community. We're neighbors bound by the common threads of life in South Haven. We may come from different walks of life, hold different beliefs, and see the world in our own ways, but we are united by our shared love for this place. We give thanks for the opportunity to serve, to lend our voices and our efforts in making South Haven a better home for everyone. We recognize that the decisions we make here in these meetings touch the lives of our families, our friends, and the folks who will come after us. And we ask for your guidance as we navigate the challenges and the opportunities before us. As we dive into the work at hand, I pray that you will watch over our mayor, our city council persons, city staff, and residents. Help us to listen to each other with open hearts and minds. Help us to see things from different angles, even when it's hard, and to find those places where we can agree, where we can work together for the common good. We ask for your wisdom and discernment as we consider the matters before us. May our deliberations be marked by respect, civility, and a genuine desire to serve. For those who pray, I offer an amen, and for all those who find comfort in other traditions or none at all, may the spirit of goodwill and collaboration be our guide. Thank you.
Thank you. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Could we have a roll call, please?
Of course. Jeff Arnold.
Here.
Mary Hosley.
Here.
Wendy Onuki.
Here.
Joe Reeser.
Here.
George Sleeper.
Here.
Letitia Wilkins.
Here.
Annie Brown.
Here. Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
I move to approve the agenda.
Support.
All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? The agenda is approved. And now community update. Kate?
Thank you, Mayor. Our first community update is actually a proclamation honoring Mr. Tom Renner. For many of you who don't know, Mr. Tom Renner has served in many capacities in the city of South Haven. He has been a city council member. He's served on many service boards, service organizations. He's helped out a lot of nonprofits. And you can usually see Tom somewhere downtown taking pictures of something or someone. So we'd like to honor Tom Renner, and hopefully his family is here to witness this, but we'd like to honor Tom Renner with a mayoral proclamation.
Thank you.
Okay. City of South Haven, Michigan, Office of the Mayor, proclamation. Whereas Tom Renner, a dedicated and beloved member of the South Haven community for over 60 years, is celebrating his 80th birthday, marking a lifetime of service, achievement, and unwavering commitment to both his family and his community.
Whereas Renner's lifelong passion for photography has continued to inspire and influence his work, whether attending South Haven High sports games, traveling to Hope College to capture unique moments for the college and community, or responding to emergency calls with the South Haven Area Emergency Services with his camera in hand. And
whereas Renner's unparalleled work ethic, humility, and dedication to service have left a lasting legacy on his family and community. His children and his grandchildren have followed his example, embracing the values of hard work, integrity, and helping others. And
whereas Renner's commitment to his work was complemented by the unwavering support of his wife, Carol, and their 4 children who benefited from his dedication to provide for them. Together, Tom and Carol's love for their community is evident in their lifelong contributions to both. And
whereas Renner has continued to serve his community in retirement, dedicating his time to preserving Hope College's athletic history and organizing his vast photographic archive, all while maintaining his passion for volunteer work and community involvement. And
Now therefore, I, Mayor Annie Brown, celebrate and honor Tom Renner on the occasion of his 80th birthday, expressing our deepest gratitude for his decades of service, loyalty, and love for South Haven, the community, and his family. We wish him continued happiness in his retirement and look forward to the ongoing impact of his legacy.
First, I'd like to thank my always loyal family for being with me tonight, Carol especially, and our friends, and our fellow Hope alums, colleagues. Thank you all for taking time tonight. Recently, in a New York Times article regarding the devastating California fires, a headline read, "Can Communities Survive?" It brought me back to October 1871. No, I wasn't there, but fire destroyed most of the city of South Haven. I can imagine the South Haven Sentinel, which was the name of the newspaper back then, asking, will South Haven survive? Now, 154 years later, South Haven has not only survived, but is prospering thanks to the vision of many who have passed before us and those of you tonight. Carol and I chose South Haven to live the summer of our marriage in 1965. I commuted to work in Holland for 47 years because South Haven is home. We've lived in the Red House on South Haven Place all those years, and there's no better place to be than South Haven, Michigan. Thank you, South Haven, and thank you for this recognition.
Get some pictures with the council and Mayor Brown. Not that we can do a good job of taking pictures of you. We'll try.
If the three can just come, yep, and this way a little bit. Yep. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm coming closer.
Yep. Oh, I thought you wanted a tight shot there.
Okay. I'm like thinking over the meeting. 1, 2, 3.
Do you want one with Chief Hintz?
Pardon?
Do you want one with the Chief Hintz in here?
And family.
Is it okay?
And family?
Yeah, it is.
You all know Carol, of course, and this is Susie, and this is Debbie, and David, Debbie's husband.
Okay. Carol? Big smiles.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. So right you go.
And now we have the annual report by Shays Executive Director Brandon Hintz.
Good evening, members of City Council, Ms. Mayor. I'm grateful for your time for this evening to talk about the highlights of Shays this past year. And I did want to read something regarding Tom as well. He's been a longtime member of both South Haven Fire Department and South Haven Area Emergency Services. He began his service with the South Haven Fire Department in 1966, retiring in 1989 as an assistant chief. 23 years of service. He returned to Shays in a different capacity in 2014 as our photographer, and through his website and social media updates, he became Shays' an unofficial public information officer. Shays' timely information posts, updates, and along with PSAs are all the fruits of Tom's labor and his desire to inform our community of recent happenings and important events. Tom's work is truly behind the scenes. It's a labor of love and a thankless job. He never asks anything in return, refuses to take a wage, and seeks no recognition for his efforts. He's been a huge asset to our community and Shays, and a true public servant whose legacy is going to live on with the tens of thousands of pictures and documenting his many years of service with South Haven Fire, South Haven Area Emergency Services, news publications, and Hope College. So congrats, Tom. A brief introduction of Shays to some newcomers that might be here. South Haven Area Emergency Services provides fire and transporting advanced life support, EMS, to South Haven City, Geneva Township, Casco Township, and South Haven Township. It's a total of 97 square miles. We're a combination department, which means we have career members as well as paid-on-call members that respond directly to scenes when requested. We have a roster of 50, but only 35% of our members are career. The remaining Shays members are residents of the communities that we serve and responding from home, work, hobbies, when we need an extra hand. This last year, we put a new pumper tanker, Truck 6, into service. 4 new career members were welcomed onto Shays. We added 2 to our career staff, but we also had retirees this past in 2023. Continued improvements to training and accountability. Record number of inspections, site plans, reviews, and rental inspections. 1 firefighter and 6 cadets added to our paid-on-call roster. Firefighter paramedic James Quinn was awarded Shays Firefighter of the Year, and Ryan Ridley was awarded Shays Leadership Award. Captain paramedic Ron Ridley retired after 28 years of career service with Shays. He did come back to be a paid-on-call member, thankfully, because we need his leadership and guidance. And Shays firefighter paramedic Jimmy Quinn, who was awarded the Firefighter of the Year, was promoted to Ron's position as captain. South Haven City Mayor Andy Brown was welcomed as our newest authority board member. Deceased Shays members Stan Wakefield and Emo Wesleyan were added to the Michigan Firefighter Memorial in Roscommon, Michigan. We had our 24th annual Fire Safety Fun Night. Had 2 successful pancake breakfasts. Past South Haven Fire Department Chief Jerry Bridges passed away, logging nearly 60 years in the fire service. Past Shays Lieutenant Sue Kovac passed away. Past Casco Fire Department Captain Shays Lieutenant Ronald Brush passed away. Brian Horan Sr. retired after a collective 27 years service with South Haven Fire and Shays. And we responded to a total of 2,699 incidents in 2024, an increase of 20 calls for service. Quite a few members also added a few achievements and milestones this past year. One notable is we now have a rope rescue team, trained at an operations level, soon to be a technician level. Also, I already went over that. We made our rounds to the schools and educational facilities again in October of 2024 during Fire Prevention Month. Shays Fun Fair was a well-attended success once again. In partnership with Red Cross and MI Prevention, we installed over 336 smoke alarms and smoke CO alarm combos this past year, all free of charge. We've had sign-ups at senior services buildings, schools. Tom's posted on our website and on Facebook. If you're interested or know of anybody who needs a smoke detector, they're free for all of our residents. And if you have any family members in our neighboring townships, we can help make that connection to their respective departments. In 2024, house fires killed 96 people in the state of Michigan. 49% of those homes did not have working smoke alarms. So that number is unacceptable, obviously. The state fire marshal has really been pushing for us fire departments to get out and install the smoke alarms, and it's making a difference. There's, I believe, a 3% decrease since 2023 in homes with deceased not having working smoke alarms. We have a lot of continuing education requirements depending on certifications and licensure. A paid-on-call firefighter is required to obtain 12 continuing education credits a year annually. A firefighter or paramedic with instructor certification and officer certification and inspector certification is required to have 63 credits annually. And we have members at all points in between. A Saturday morning per month is devoted to training with many opportunities in between. As far as our budget goes, going through the rest of our report, this past year, I was following my notes and not my report. $2024 budget information. 77% of our budget is derived from taxes. The remaining is split up between EMS, billings, interest, income, and fees for service. And we divide the 77% between South Haven City and the townships based upon taxable value and population. A large portion of our personnel hours, as you see, are for full-time personnel, the remaining 14% for paid-on-call personnel. Shay's overall average response time this past year in 2024 was 5 minutes and 53 seconds. That's pretty significant, not only because it's extremely low, especially considering we covered 97 square miles, but this response also includes all non-emergency responses as well. So most providers strive to respond to an emergency call under 10 minutes. EMS response in South Haven City this past year was an average of 3 minutes, 41 seconds, and fire response was 4 minutes and 9 seconds. As you can see, South Haven City's takes the lion's share of our responses, 1,164 incidents total, 861 EMS, 303 fire response. 61% of our EMS response are ALS transport, advanced life support transport, 31 basic life transport, and the remaining are non-transport. Advanced life support would be a response that necessitated an ALS treatment, IV monitor, or cardiac monitor, medication administration, advanced airways. Basic life support is just as it sounds, a transport that's less serious. We do have a share of non-transport incidents as well. If we're dispatched to a home or residence, an accident scene, and the patient is in sound mind and doesn't request transport, we can't force them. Of course, there are times when we make some strong encouragement. Stubborn males are usually the culprits there. But our patients matter, our people matter. We're not in it for the dollar. If we've made escorts to the ER, we've arranged transports to the ER if they didn't want to go with us. So our busiest time of day continues to be in the afternoon into the evening. In those times, if you were to move the times on my chart around a little bit, 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. is probably our busiest time. Friday was our busiest day this past year, with Monday following up on second. Steady increases the last 4 years and incident response, and that's on top of reduced EMS mutual aid as well. So we've talked a lot about EMS. That is the majority of our job. But we were also firefighters. This past year, we were able to keep fire loss minimized to an estimated $812,000, protecting an estimated $4,375,000 worth of property in our coverage areas. Shay's Honor Guard is comprised of paid-on-call and career members who donate all of their time, marching in parades, memorial services, and special events. There's 2 or 3 pages dedicated to them in here. And the last few pages in our report are my favorite pages. They focus on community. I can't articulate the pride I have for this organization. We have a great group of people, and we would have none of this if not for our community. Outpourings of support after tragic events. We run out of sausages at every pancake breakfast. The donations, random gifts of foods, cards. We try our hardest to do our best to make you all proud of your fire department. And we're always looking for new ways to get involved. This past year, we gave the football team some fire training, Rocket and High School. We've been getting into the schools, involved the senior services. We have a career day at the Van Buren ISD actually tomorrow, which has paid huge dividends. We have 6 firefighter cadets on the roster this year, which is huge. This organization has 29 years in, and we're in a really, really good spot right now. And we're going to keep working hard toward another 29, because I might need them by that time. So thank you all for your time this evening. Our station is always open 24/7, and be happy to answer any questions if anybody has any.
Any questions?
I just had
Go ahead.
a comment. I just wanted to say thank you for everything that you guys do for the community. And then one thing that stuck out in your presentation was the value of property saved. Like, that is so incredible and significant. Like, I had never thought about that before, and seeing that number is just almost overwhelming. So it makes us appreciate more, like, what you guys are out there doing every day.
And the best, thank you, the best way to prevent, the best way to stop a fire is to prevent it, obviously. And our inspectors, I can't give them enough credit. They're out making sure all our businesses are prepared and, can do what they can to prevent a fire. And we've had a couple instances over the last few years where suppression systems have stopped a lot of damage downtown, especially on nights that could have got kind of hairy. So
Yeah,
I got to give them a lot of credit too. Thank you.
that's great.
Thanks for everything.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
It is now time for public comment for items on the agenda, excluding items scheduled for public hearing.
My name is Rich Green. I represent Shores Vacational Rentals, 408 Eagle Street. I'm here to talk to you tonight about passing your moratorium on short-term rentals. Short-term rentals are not the devil that you continue to make them out, or this community is making them out. The lack of housing, affordable housing, the lack of jobs, the lack of good jobs are. And we wish that you would spend more time on that than trying to impede the constitutional rights of our homeowners here in this city. If you pass this resolution for another 6 months, we will be going to our lawyers first thing in the morning and looking at filing a lawsuit with the city. No appellate court in the state of Michigan has upheld a moratorium for more than 6 months. So we want you to take that into effect, that as you continue to punish us, you're financially hurting our homeowners. We've came in front of all you in good graces and even said, hey, we can accept this proposal that you guys had last, the Hoosier proposal that has caused quite some strife here in this city, and a lot of gossip and a lot of falsehoods about some of you, myself, some of the people I work with. And we want to work with this city. We understand that there has to be enforcement. So enforce what you have on the books. We're okay with the 1 in 500 or the 1 in 300 feet. We're okay with a lot of the stuff that you guys put in this last bill. But again, it's gone nowhere. And the city is spending more and more time trying to say that short-term rentals are bad guys when your own study contradicts everything you guys have said. You guys have said that it brings criminal activity. You heard from a member of this audience that 1/16 of 1% of your complaints was actually factual about a short-term rental. It's not a lot of criminal activity. So I hope if we do go to court, you can prove that we're the beast of burden, because I don't think you can. I think we need to move forward. We would love to move forward with you. We have ideas of how to bring in housing, cheaper housing. I mean, the taxes are one of the issues. If you look at any of these Facebook groups, They're always talking about the taxes here and how much it costs daily living here. They're not talking about the short-term rentals. They're not talking about it. It's us driving the middle class out. Last week of January, an associate of mine who's a real estate broker here, or I guess agent, said that there were 5 closings on houses between the range of $500,000 and $6 million. That's what's driving out the middle class. But yet you're sitting here trying to tell us that it's short-term rentals every time you meet for the last year and a half. It's not. Let's work together and find real solutions to grow the middle class here. Shores help grow this whole entire downtown. They created North Shore Inn. We created a lot of these condo associations out here on the lake. We've got ideas. I wished you guys would listen.
Thank you. Anyone else?
Emily Wessling, 765 St. Joseph Street. Good evening, Mayor and Council members. I'm here tonight to strongly urge you to oppose the extension of the short-term rental business permit moratorium. While I understand the city's desire to evaluate regulations, extending this moratorium beyond a year is legally questionable, financially damaging, and an unfair overreach on property rights. Michigan State University's land use experts explicitly advise against extending a moratorium beyond 1 year, unless truly exceptional circumstances exist. Furthermore, no appellate court in Michigan has upheld a moratorium exceeding 6 months, reinforcing the principle that such measures must be temporary, well-justified, and legally sound. I see no compelling evidence that South Haven meets the threshold of special circumstances necessary to justify this extension. The original moratorium was put in place to allow time for revising STR regulations. You've had that time. Prolonging it further without substantial justification could expose the city to legal challenges. Beyond the potential legal ramifications, I also just want to say that these are not large corporations being impacted. These are real people and families, my family. These are people who took a chance, in many cases investing their life savings into South Haven, believing in its potential and its future. The city invited investment under a clear set of rules, and now it is changing the rules mid-game, leaving homeowners in limbo with significant financial uncertainty. I acknowledge that you are under significant pressure from some individuals to pass this moratorium. But governing under pressure is not leadership. Leadership is making the right decision, even when it's difficult. The right decision is to uphold the existing ordinance, open the lottery as planned, and allow property owners to participate fairly in the process. South Haven has always been a place of opportunity and fairness. Let's keep it that way. Please vote against this moratorium extension. Thank you.
Thank you.
Linda Lamb, 740 North Shore Drive and 51 Cass. I'm going to speak for a lot of the people that aren't here. I really don't have any skin in the game on this, but I just have to express my opinion that it is really unjustified for you guys to pass this moratorium any further. You have put a huge financial burden on a lot of innocent people. As Emily said, they're not big investors. They're people that work corporate jobs, and this is their retirement plan. How would you feel if your life savings was at stake? These are your neighbors. These are people who attend your church, who go to the same restaurant or shop at Myers. You preach you want to keep a small town feel. You're hypocritical then if you vote to extend this moratorium. The moratorium is designed to be a temporary pause. You've extended it once, and if you can't come to a conclusion in 1 year, the town will conclude for you that you're not doing your homework. Common sense prevails here. Common sense says lift the moratorium, grant those 36 open permits tonight. For those who want the power grab to extend it, tread carefully, as there will be litigation beginning.
Thank you. Any other comments? If not, we'll move on to the consent agenda, items A through E. Is there a motion to approve those?
I make a motion to approve the consent agenda, items A through E.
Support.
Roll call, please.
Arnold,
Yes.
Hosley,
Yes.
Onuki,
Yes.
Reeser,
Yes.
Sleeper,
Yes.
Wilkins,
Yes.
and Brown.
Yes, thank you. Moving on to new business. The city council will be asked to consider approval of the following special event applications. Special event 2025-05, Memorial Day Parade and Ceremony 2025 to be held on May 26, 2025, from 9 a.m. until 11 a.m., beginning at Center Street and Michigan Avenue, ending at Lakeview Cemetery for the ceremony. And B, Special Event 2025-06, Art Fair 2025 to be held on July 5th and 6th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. in Stanley Johnson Park.
I move to approve special event 2025-05, Memorial Day Parade, and special event 2025-06, Art Fair 2025, as read by the mayor.
Second.
All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? Thank you. The city council will be asked to consider approval of resolution 2025-08, a resolution recommending that the Michigan Liquor Control Commission grant Tello Italian Bistro LLC, Tello Italian Bistro, a social district permit for use at 524 Phoenix Street.
I move to approve resolution 2025-08, a resolution recommending that the Michigan Liquor Control Commission grant Tello Italian Bistro LLC, doing business as Tello Italian Bistro, a social district permit for use at 524 Phoenix Street.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor say yes.
Yes.
Opposed? The motion passes. Next, the city council will be asked to consider approval of resolution 2025-09, a resolution to impose an additional 6-month moratorium on the registration and commencement of any new short-term rental business units and to cancel the lottery for 2025. Kate.
Thank you, Mayor. Yes, this is a moratorium that would be extending this is a resolution that would be continuing the moratorium. There are two versions that have been put into the packet. The first version is basically a continuation of the moratorium that we've started from last year. As we all know, this would be our third extension, but we also know that this board has created an STR work group that is promising to give an ordinance for this council's review at the second meeting in February. So I feel like we are really diligently moving towards that date, but it does put us past our February date here for the second moratorium extension. The second version that's proposed in the resolution is something coming out of what Member Hosley suggested at our last meeting, which would be an extension of the moratorium, but would have the inclusion of attached condominium developments in the R1A and the R1B zoning districts. I had the GIS department put together a map showing what those are, and it comes out to about 19 units. And I believe that only 9 of them have not secured an STR permit, so I'm not sure if that's something of value to the council is to add that extension, but I know that was something that was asked, and we went down that path and kind of investigated that. So these are the 2 options that have been placed before the council. I understand the frustration of the community, but I think that we're very close with our STR work group and getting something that the council can review at their next meeting.
So do we need to decide which version we're going with, or?
Yes, and that might be as part of a motion, so, making a motion as to the resolution and picking either version 1 or version 2.
Okay. Any questions for Kate? Okay.
I would move to support version 1, the resolution 2025-09, a resolution to impose an additional 6-month moratorium on the registration and commencement of a new short-term rental business units and to cancel the lottery for 2025.
Second.
Okay. Can we have a roll call, please? Or discussion, sorry.
I just want to explain, thank you, Kate, for that map. That did help put things in perspective. The reason I had requested that is we kept hearing, I was just curious about business short-term rental potential in the residential areas, R1A, R1B, and that helped clarify that it shouldn't, it didn't warrant changing what we currently have. So I do appreciate that. I think it did help identify some other issues to discuss during the workshop. And in light of the comments that were made tonight, I would re-extend my offer to the city manager. She and I spoke earlier today, and that I have raised concerns previously about the number of business short-term rentals identified in the snapshot report, which we did not accept, and would gladly work with the staff to appreciate how I had calculated them, coming up with 10 fewer, which would be more aligned with our overall priority of decreasing the number of business short-term rentals if that lottery were to occur. So.
Any other discussion? George.
So, as was pointed out here in the people making comments, we here on City Council should place ourselves on report because it's basically was our own fault that we are in this position. And it is unfair to the community, it's unfair to the homeowners and the citizens that we have found ourselves in this place. We shouldn't have gone past 6 months, but we did. We shouldn't have gone past a year, but we did, and that's on us. So I'm going to support the moratorium, but we can't just keep doing this. This is making changes to our zoning ordinance via moratorium instead of using the process that we're supposed to be making changes to it with. That's it.
Thank you. Any other comments? Wendy?
Sorry, I just had to get my bearings for a second. I do think we're getting close to finishing. It did take longer than anyone expected, but I think that the end product will be more aligned with what our community wants, what residents want, which is, I've heard loud and clear, is not more short-term rentals. It's fewer, if anything. So I feel like we're doing the right thing here by extending it to get to more of a balance in our community, which is what we've been trying to do for this last year plus, several years, really.
Go ahead.
I will not be supporting the moratorium. As George said, this is on us. We worked on this all through the spring. We gave the staff directions on what we wanted. It went to the Planning Commission. The Planning Commission worked on it, got us what we asked for, and then at the finish line, certain members of the council changed their mind, and that's where we went wrong. We should have adopted what we had. If you had something additional we wanted to add, we could have continued to do that. We would not have been dragging this along and creating this nuisance for the public as the people spoke tonight. So, yeah, it is on us, and that's why I'm not going to vote to extend this again.
Any other comments? Okay.
I just, through the process, changes were requested and did not come forward. So, yes, it is on us, but it also is, it is just very unfortunate. I kept waiting. I think other council people who were monitoring things kept waiting. And I believe the working group is addressing the concerns that I think were not properly, adequately addressed. And so I will be supporting the moratorium.
Any other questions before we vote? Okay, can we have a roll call, please?
Of course. Hasley,
Yes.
Onuki,
Yes.
Reeser,
Yes.
Sleeper,
Yes.
Wilkins,
Yes.
Arnold,
No.
Brown.
No.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Okay, and now it's time again for public comment. Citizens of the audience will be heard on items not on the agenda.
Linda Lamb, 740 North Shore Drive, 51 Cass. Watching the turmoil in these city council meetings has been troubling for all of us to see and hear. Frankly, it's embarrassing. It appears there is laser focus by just a few targeting STRs, and I am telling you that is a rabbit hole that you don't want to go down legally. While I understand the importance of managing growth and ensuring our community remains a pleasant place to live, the proposed pending ordinance for short-term rentals that has been discussed for the last 9 years.
I'm sorry, this time is for items that are not on the agenda, so not discussion on short-term rentals.
The short-term rentals on the agenda tonight?
Yes.
Okay, sorry.
Any other comments? If not, time for city manager's comments.
Thank you, Mayor. I just had a few comments. I did want to give out a huge shout out to city staff, Public Works, Police Department, and of course, many of our city staff who worked as volunteers. Also, a huge shout out and kudos to the Chamber of Commerce for their extensive planning and organizing the Icebreaker Festival this weekend. It was very well attended. It came off very well. There was a lot of people in town enjoying the festivities, enjoying our town, and that takes some work on our part to make sure that it is beautiful and ready for our guests, and then it's also important for us to maintain that kind of influx. I've heard from a number of business owners that were very pleased with how it went, and they're also very thankful for those number of visitors who've been able to get a nice infusion of cash before we hit the doldrums, as I like to call it, for the next 6 to 8 weeks. So I'm very impressed with our city staff members who are out there assisting with that, as well as with the Chamber for organizing that event. 2 items I did want to also keep in front of the council's and the public's mind is that we have the Meet the Chief next Monday at the Police and Fire Complex. So come meet Chief Kevin Swope at Monday, February 10th, 5 p.m. to 6:30 p.m., again at the Police and Fire Complex at 90 Blue Star Highway. The second is our seasonal job fair that will be held Saturday, February 22nd, here in this room from noon to 2 p.m. It also is the same day as the Island Sit, so once you're done here, head on out to the Island Sit and give some money for Warm Your Heart. And then I did also want to thank the council for acknowledging all the efforts of Mr. Tom Renner. Tom has been very unselfish with his time. He takes lots of photos. He's engaged. He sits on boards and commissions. He reaches out and tries to help as being just a civil servant who's been very embedded in our community. So many thanks to Tom Renner for all that he does. Those are my comments.
Thank you. City council comments, Letitia.
May I ask
Oh, do you have questions?
a couple questions? Yeah. Okay, so we received an email today from Chris from USLA about setting up meetings, either one-on-one or no more than two. And I had inquired about maybe doing a workshop so that we could meet together as a group to speak with him for the lifeguard matter. Do you think that will be feasible?
I don't think it's a good idea. I think that we've had a lot of public comments and a lot of actually meetings with lifeguard advocates. And this is a time for stakeholders to have intimate time with the group of four that's coming in. And the city council is a stakeholder. And I know that many times when we have workshops, we also have to do public comment, and there's a lot of people who come forth with lots of emotions and a lot of things to say. And so we've also been in meetings where we have 1 to 2 hours of public comment. And I'm just concerned that that doesn't always give the council individually as stakeholders to give their feedback. And so I was just going to be looking at seeing council members have their one-on-one time or two-on-two time with the USLA group so that they can have honest feedback from that group and then also hear a little bit about why lifeguarding is maybe the way to go.
Okay. And then you had set out an email for our priority setting.
That's correct.
Workshop. And will that be the same format as last year? with
We
the
are
same-
using Al Vandenberg, yes.
So I know last year at the workshop, there were a lot of items added for consideration by the staff. Could we get those ahead of time so that we could look at them? And could you ask him to bring the tracking sheets that he spoke about so often for tracking the priorities? He spoke of them a few times.
He does, and we've used them before. It's the red, yellow, green tracking sheets that we've already put in last year, the first quarter. It may have been the third quarter. So we've done those before. We didn't do it this last quarter, but we can happily share those. And these were items that we brought forward because these were just kind of things on our marks. So the council can do some pre-thinking about some of their priorities and come to the priority setting with their kind of list of topics. That would be very helpful.
Well, we do, and we did, but our priorities, the number of priorities from the staff were significantly larger. And I think the top vote getters were the priorities from the council. And it might help us to better dovetail or align priorities so that we could potentially see synergism with some from the staff if we had more than that meeting to review them. It was just very difficult to assimilate all of that at one time without knowing what was in the list ahead of time.
Well, we'll see what we can do.
That's it, thanks.
Okay, Letitia.
First, I want to say thank you to everyone who came out tonight. And just real quickly, I wanted to say that I love my community. I'm sure everyone up here loves their community, and everyone out there loves their community. And when you love something, you want to make it better for not just yourself, but for everyone that is involved. And so I heard a lot of different comments tonight, but I think we need to dig a little deeper. If we want to, we want a balance, but it can't just be about you. It's got to be about us. And I think that if you're going to work together, you should want to work together irregardless if it's better for you or if it's better for me. So I just think that, you know, if you're saying that you love this community, do something about it, because we are losing families. And I hear people saying that they have the remedy, they know what to do. Well, if you know what to do, and do it. Do it. And not just for yourself, but do it for the entire community, because I hear it every day. There's people who want to move here who cannot afford to move here. There's people who want to buy homes, but they're, you know, even though I see homes being posted on Facebook, the average person in South Haven cannot afford a house that costs over $200,000. So what are we going to do? Ask yourself, what are you going to do? What am I going to do to make this community work, not just for me, but for everyone? And those are my comments for tonight.
Thank you. George?
I also want to thank everyone that came today, and also thank you to everyone that's out there watching. Based on the Shays annual report, I just want to thank all the members of Shays. I feel very fortunate to live in a community with such dedicated individuals as those that are a member of Shays. So thank you for that. That's it.
Thank you. Joe?
No comment.
Mary?
I do want to, again, acknowledge Tom Renner and everything he does in our community, and also Shays. I cannot say enough great things about Shays, and I think one of the best examples was the fire on North Shore Drive this spring of '24, when once they got the fire contained, they actually started taking family objects out to protect them from damage. So you can't get more personal than that. Just such dedicated dedicated members of Shays, and we get emails from Chief Hintz every Saturday about the week that's gone by and what's coming up, and I'm just amazed at everything they do for training and for us. I'd like to thank everyone who came here, watches, encourage you to stay engaged. I want to give a shout out for the Black History Leadership Society. They'll be at the Scott Club tomorrow at 1 p.m. for a free presentation. The Black History Leadership Society members this year's theme is celebrating African American women, and they will announce the 2025 honoree for exemplary community leadership and discuss the impact that the Youth on Rise Scholarship has on our community. Again, it's tomorrow at 1 p.m. at the historical Scott Club at Phoenix and Pearl. The Van Buren Conservation District tree sale is ongoing right now, and you can order online, and we actually have the benefit of picking up at our wonderful Liberty Hyde Bailey Museum. And potentially maybe Kate could put that in her city manager report. And then Thursday, the Planning Commission is going to be looking at revisions to our rules of procedure, and also starting a discussion on temporary sign ordinance that we had sent to them. And also up for discussion is the revision of the updated master plan and the future land use map. And last, I noticed there was a news blurb that went out that Holtec received, crossed another hurdle today. The Nuclear Regulatory Commission issued a draft environmental assessment and finding of no significant impact. So it looks like things are continuing to go forward. So that's a positive for our community for potential work. And I just wish everyone a safe week coming up. It looks like the weather could be quite choppy or icy.
Wendy?
I just wanted to support and echo what Letitia said earlier about hoping our community can come together and do things not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of others. I thought you worded that really nicely and appreciate what you said.
Wendy.
Jeff?
I also want to congratulate Tom Renner. What a well-deserved proclamation for him. I wanted to thank the Chamber of Commerce for all their hard work putting together Icebreaker Festival. I hadn't been in 5 years. Wow, is it way bigger than, it seems like it's bigger every year. And congratulations to Kathy Wagaman, who's retiring. I wasn't able to make her retirement, but she really was vital in getting this all started. And so congratulations to her. And those are my comments.
Thank you. Icebreaker was amazingly fun. So once again, I threw the fish, and everything seemed to go really well, and it was so much fun. So too bad that the sledding hill has too much grass showing, but it was a great time, and that's about all.
Kate and I had an idea about sledding for next year, so we're working on it.
Oh.
Because there's plenty of snow in Myers parking lot. We just got to get it over there.
Yeah.
So we're thinking.
Okay. If there's no further business, we're adjourned.